You're listening to the PR Wind Down Podcast, the show for public relations professionals who are ready to see real change in the PR industry. We are your hosts, April White and Laura Schooler. Let's get ready to wind down. It's almost Halloween, and you know what that means.
It's time for our annual Halloween special.
Ooh, all right, guys and ghouls. You know the drill. Pour yourself a brew, get ready for some scary good content.
As always, we have a terrifying tale from the PR realm and a surprise treat for you too.
It's going to be a scream. Let's get to it. I have the perfect weird story to tell you.
Oh, good.
For the Halloween episode. It's a little bit horrifying, but it has a
Halloween.
So I have a black cat, all black cat.
I'm going to light a candle.
Perfect. And he's a Manx. I doubt you've heard of a Manx, so I'll explain.
Yes, it's got the short tail, right?
Oh, yes. Okay. So it's a rare breed. Most people have never seen a cat with no tail. It's a misnomer. It has no tail, just has a bobtail, like a very small, nub, like a nub. Huntin is his name. And when I was on vacation, my pet sitter let him out and he never came back. And he has been missing since. But I got a call from this woman and she said, I think I trapped your cat. She makes me describe it as though like I'm going to steal this cat from her. Right. And I say, explain. It's a black Manx, bunny legs, short tail, probably 6-7 years old. I can't remember now. It's embarrassing. She says that all checks out. So I'm like, well, I have a song that I sing to him. So I sing her the song and the cat talks back. And I'm like, oh my God, maybe it's Huntin. And I go to see the cat and it is definitely not my cat.
Oh my God. Okay.
But it is another black Manx that has been lost in the wilderness and it falls in love with me and I fall in love with it. And she's like, I don't really have a place to put it. He's just staying in this cage. Do you at least have like a room you could put him in and foster him for a bit? So long story short, I now have a cat that is not my cat, that looks exactly like my cat that's missing, that now belongs to me because he has no microchip. Nobody's looking for him. And the vet thinks he's between 1 and 3 years old. So he's like little and I'm in love with him and his name is Graham. Meanwhile, is that the weirdest story ever?
Yeah. I'm sorry though about...
I know. I'm still hopeful that he's going to come back because cats sometimes
2 years later.
I hope it's not that long, but
somebody else is like feeding the cat and
for sure that's what's happening. For sure. That's got to be what's happening. But how hilarious will it be if and when Huntin returns and he has a doppelganger that is now living in the house?
It'll be like spy versus spy, like that Spider-Man thing where they're all like...
It's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing.
Did you hear that too?
So it's like somebody said to me, maybe it's like Huntin from a parallel universe and he just showed up.
It's the upside down world.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, Laura, are you ready to get into our spooky horror story?
I'm a little afraid, but okay.
All right. Do not open until podcast. Hi there. I just left an agency I know was toxic. I've been doing this about 8 years, so I know bad energy when I see it, and that's why I left. But this particular incident was so insane that I just need to put it out there for some other human being to hear. We've all been at those, quote, perks-heavy agencies, right? Okay, so I was at one of those. They had a gym, a nap room for, quote, self-care, and a bunch of other incentives to stay there for 14 hours a day over servicing accounts. The only perk I actually liked was the snack closet. It had granola bars, candies, treats, instant coffee, tea, whatever. And I like to snack. So I was in there maybe 3 times a day to grab something to munch on between calls. And truth be told, sometimes that was my lunch, LOL. So one day, this email goes out warning everybody to stop, quote, abusing the perk system, particularly by raiding the snack closet. And I was like, wow. Someone must be in there stealing boxes of cookies for their kids' lunches or something wild. I continued to live my life. Fast forward a few weeks. HR person calls me in. She says, I regret that it has come to this, but we know it was you who was abusing the snack closet. Turns out the quote raids hadn't stopped. So she had pointed one of the security cameras at the kitchen area and had been tallying how often we all went in there. I guess 3 times a day was too much. She even emailed me with actual video clips of my quote irresponsible conduct. I just apologized to Crazy Lady and started bringing in my own snacks. There's a lot to unpack here, but like, that is crazy, right? To this day, I don't know if I was the culprit or if the real snack thief simply stopped pilfering almonds when they sent the email. I took the ire. Trick or treat, guys. Snack bandit. Snack
Oh my god.
bandit.
Oh my god.
Trick or treat. That's hilarious. I can't imagine being called on the carpet for eating 3 snacks a day.
I mean, I feel like what this person is saying might be right. Whoever was really doing the heavy stealing stopped once that email because, like, because you take 3 granola bars. I mean, isn't that what it's there
I
for?
mean, unless the snack bandit was eating 3 granola bars 3 times a day.
Right, right, right. So this
We
person
don't
didn't say I took 1 or 7 things, but I'm assuming it was 1 snack when they went 3 times a
right.
day.
That was how it sounded to me as well.
That's the problem with companies. Don't offer something like that and then put a limit on it. I mean, unless somebody was taking the
Especially
whole
unknown.
box.
No,
Right.
that when you don't set boundaries or expectations up
Right.
front, you cannot consider them crossed.
Right.
So if there's no limit, there's nothing on the door that says, "Please limit 3 snacks a day," or
Right. 1
"Please
snack a
only."
day. Right.
Right, like something, or it's in some writing somewhere, or it's somewhere expressed, and then you violate it, sure, but to be in trouble, I mean, that'd be like, what if you were at the coffee machine and you had 8 coffees a day,
Right.
and they said, "You're drinking too much coffee." Like,
Right.
who told I mean, for my own health, yeah, that's too many cups of coffee, but,
But
like,
who are you to tell me
but who
that?
are
Right.
you to tell me that?
Right.
You didn't tell
So
me I
that's
could only
exactly
how
where I
many
was
can I
going,
have?
though. In those instances where it's supposed to be like a nice little perk that's not really costing the company money,
Yeah.
you really can't put a boundary on it. Then it's parental. Then you know what I mean. You parentalized.
Well, right, and if you're right, and then it's like, okay, for you to have a limit on the number of snacks, but no limit on the number of hours somebody works, F that.
Right.
No,
Cake and eat it too, sort of
You
thing.
yeah, you can't do that. If you're not gonna have any boundaries in terms of the life-work balance that you
Right.
establish for employees, and you have perks as a way of attracting and keeping them
Right.
to
To balance
overwork,
that out. Right.
then
Great point.
screw off.
That
As
is
no
so,
one
and
as no one
also
says.
it sort of puts shame on people
Yeah,
because they had too many snacks. I mean, it's a really bad
it's really bad.
message.
Well,
So
and then
don't do it.
no,
If you
don't do it.
can't, then don't
Yeah,
do it. Don't
don't
have the snacks, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
yeah, no snacks or unlimited snacks.
Yes.
Mhm. I agree. I
All
agree. I
right.
mean, unless people are legit taking a full box
Well,
of
right. If they're
cookies home.
stealing from the whole,
That's
pantry,
different. I feel like
but that's
that's
criminal. What this person was doing was just they wanted a snack,
using
and
their birds.
I love snacks, so I feel for this person.
Yeah, it's not cool, man. Okay, I think it's a wrap on that. Laura, we have a few
Yes.
tricks in store for you.
For
What a
me,
treat. So we've had a surprise segment brewing, and we are thrilled to share it with you. Welcome to How to Pitch Me. In this special segment, we'll feature reporter write-ins that outline their top 3 tips for pitching. So recently, the Trust Relations team had the pleasure of chatting with Olivia Morley, who's the senior reporter from Adweek, and she covers agency news and trends. Here are her tips. Olivia's favorite topics to cover lately are organizational structure, M&As, and consolidations. She wants to know how agencies are restructuring and how agencies can offer comprehensive marketing solutions. She prefers to have at least a week of lead time for feature stories and 3 days for immediate news. And her pitching pet peeves include obvious copy and paste formatting errors, lengthy pitches, and "what are you working on" emails. She said, I would rather have somebody ask me to coffee or lunch, then write me an email and say, what are you working on? She doesn't have time to respond to that. Will she take a free cup of coffee or free lunch to tell you that? Yes. So that's essentially, I'm paraphrasing. That was basically what she said.
I sat on that. It was a good conversation with
It was
your
it was
agency.
it was a great one. It was a great one. So with that, Jen is here for our interview. Are you ready to let her in?
Wait. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so our guest today is Jen Berson. She's the founder and president of Jeneration PR, and that's Generation with a J for Jen. And she is also the host of the Pitching Powerhouse podcast. Welcome, Jen.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I understand we're going to discuss today the best strategies for securing top-tier media coverage for lifestyle industry clients, and also your career journey and impressive PR background.
Oh,
Where would you
thank
like
you.
to start? I don't normally ask people that, but I'm
Well, let's start with career stuff and then move over to tactical, practical
I love it.
application. Yeah.
Good. I already have questions for you.
Let's go. Fire them at me.
Do it, Laura. Go.
Tell us about you first, and then we'll talk about.
Well, tell me about you.
What's
is
your
what
journey?
I do for a living. My journey that got me here.
Yeah.
Well, I started my career like 22 years ago in law, and I was a litigator for 4 years, and just never felt like the right place for me, the right fit, the right career path for the kind of life I wanted to have. It's just while you're in it, you're so focused on doing the work, you don't really see what the journey is or the ultimate goal is. And I just kind of thought, well, if I stick around and I just go down this path, the destination that I'm trying to get to is not appealing to me. So it took me a while being in the career to realize this isn't the right place for me. And just one day, I just quit my job and said, I'm starting my own PR firm.
Wow.
A little bit back on that. I mean, so I had no contacts, no experience, no training. I know that annoys a lot of people that had to like go to school and pay their dues and do all the things. Believe me, I paid dues in other ways for sure. And then of course, like on the job training, there's no better, but I just felt this pull towards promoting a brand that I really loved and really believed in and felt like there could be more visibility for it. And so I reached out to the founder of the company, this little beauty brand. And I just said, can I help you? I have a vision for where your company needs to be. I'm a huge fan. And every time I wear your product, people stop and ask me about it, but I don't know how to tell them where to get it because I found it in Europe and you're based in California. So a little bit of a disconnect. Can I help you get some visibility out here? So she sent me a big box of product, all these like awesome beauty products, fragrance and shower gel. And I was still practicing law at the time. My last law firm, I was kind of unsupervised for a little while. So I had time to get my work done in the morning. Court was always in the morning, and then run to my office and shut the door and dig through my box of beauty swag and pitch the media. And like, I didn't even know what that was because I went to school for law and not like PR. I thought PR was like celebrities are doing bad things and their spokesperson has to dig them out of a hole and rehabilitate their image. I didn't know brands did this. And so once I started to have a little bit of success landing this product in weekly magazines, for me, it was that feeling of an immediate result, a tangible result, physically tangible. Like I'm holding a magazine that's featuring a product I love. And I did that. And now people are calling this company, they're ordering it for top retailers all across the US. And it was like this great aha, like work doesn't have to be a slog. It doesn't have to suck the life out of you, which is what protracted litigation with big corporations is. It's like who can spend the most money and exhaust the other side first. And I didn't love that. That was not my personality at all. And I was doing this for free for this company. And I thought if I could get paid to do this, this would be my ultimate dream career. So then I started to poke around, like, what is this? Oh, it's not advertising, it's not marketing, it's PR. And so I just quit my job and said, I'll give it 6 months and see what happens. And that was in 2005. So we're coming up on 18 and a half years, which sounds crazy to me because like it's impossible, but here we are. And I love the work so much. And now I have kind of built another side of my business where I teach PR pros how to grow and scale their own agencies, how to break through and connect with the media, what's happening, the evolution of all the things that we need to be aware of. So we're not freaked out, but we're actually informed and we make smart choices. So that's the other side. That's Generation Academy. And I love it so much. I've been connecting with PR pros all over the world and including you guys. So
you never worked for a PR firm?
Never.
Wow.
No.
So this is why my mother probably told me that I should go to law school, because I feel like people who went to law school and became lawyers, then like the world is your oyster. You've learned so many things and so many people take you seriously because you're a lawyer or you were a lawyer.
Yeah.
But I told my mother to kiss.
Can it?
Yeah, I did. And I don't regret it because I didn't want to go to law school. But I think it's a huge advantage to a lot of people I know who are like, I hate law, but I want to do this, that, or the other. And they've had a pretty easy time compared to normal people.
Mm-hmm. You know, when you mentioned it was your mom, and I felt very compelled to do what my parents wanted me to do.
Yeah.
You have to have a prestigious career. You have to work really hard. You know, my family is like doctors, lawyers, and I just wanted to make my parents proud of me. And I thought that's something I know that sounds very prestigious and they'll be proud. And I did learn a lot. I really did enjoy law school. It's funny because most of my law school classmates are not practicing anymore. There's like maybe 2 that were my closest ones. And I just realized at that time, so 4 years into it, 27, 28, I had just met my husband and we were dating. And I kind of was like, I see a future with him and I don't see a future in this career. And I just feel like my life is my own. And if I don't make a choice, that's going to make me happy in the long run. Yeah. When I become a parent, am I going to want to brag about my kids or am I going to want to have them feel fulfilled in their lives? Now
It's funny because my parents wanted me to be a lawyer and follow my dad's footsteps. So there's 2 lawyers. One of my brothers is a lawyer and my dad's a lawyer and I was supposed to be a lawyer. And I was like, it's too boring.
It's boring. It's super boring, but it doesn't surprise me going into PR when you have your upbringing is very much centered around making lawyers, arguments. And it's like not even arguments, but persuasion, right? It's facts. Yeah. We all get the same set of facts. That's what litigation is. And there's no smoking gun. Yeah. It's all like everyone's got discovery. We all have the same documents. 100%. We have the same info. How do you apply the law? It's like, so yes, you know, Laura's right. It's like those skills do translate. And I agree that, you know, I also know how to get paid because collections was actually like a little kind of 10% of the practice area when I was at a big firm. And I know how to turn people upside down and shake their pockets until your retainer fee falls out.
You're like the Suge Knight of PR.
Yeah. Well, in this instance, it's like you never want to let a relationship get to that point. But we know when you're at that point, it's probably over and you want to just get paid for your team and your work. So yeah, it does translate. A lot of it does translate.
Yeah, I can see that. So I know quickly though, I do want to hear some of your strategies for securing the top tier media coverage for lifestyle industry clients. And I don't know if Laura had a specific question about that.
No, go ahead. If you have, I want to hear some great example. If you have.
I think for lifestyle industry, the biggest change that we have seen that is absolutely imperative is that your product-based clients have to have an affiliate opportunity for the media. It's not going anywhere. It's a non-negotiable. If your clients do not have either their own platform, like Share a Sale, Commission Junction, any of these platforms they can run through their site, or Amazon, Walmart, Target, Nordstrom, then you are not going to secure any press because whether or not you have the best product in the world, these publications have to make money. And so that's a number one. And I would recommend if you're in the discussion phase with a client and they just don't have their affiliate program dialed in or they're not on these retailers, you can either recommend they get it in place and see if they ever do it. We are implementing a program to teach PR pros how to offer that affiliate management and implementation as a service, because I think as agency owners, we can get in there and optimize that opportunity and have it support the PR side. Plus it's like another ongoing monthly retainer service. And you're just like in there handling a lot of aspects of their business, which is always a positive. That's number one. And people kind of run around and say like, this guy is following, media is dying, and like nothing matters. It's impossible to get press. I wish I could pull up. We just got for one client this weekend, BuzzFeed, Town and Country, Drew Magazine. There's 5 hits and they're all top tier. And it really came down to aligning the pitch idea with the person, the publication, the timing. So it's not just, we have this product, it's awesome, you should try it. We got to get a lot more specific. And, it's about timing, targeted pitches, having an idea that's relevant not only to that publication, but that writer's beat and their specific content that they typically write. You're not trying to fit their thing into your idea. You're trying to fit what you have into what they're already doing. Yeah. And so in the pitch lab, we always just talk about the fundamentals, because a lot of the variables may change over time, but the fundamentals are still really critical. If you send a mass spray and pray pitch, it doesn't work. Yeah, that's basically the stuff that moves the needle still for our clients. And I'm trying to see what else I pulled off of, monitoring, I think is also really important, because we were just Google alerting our way through things for a very long time. And we were missing a ton of hits. And now we're using Prowly. We love Prowly. And I mean, every day I'm like, oh my gosh, like, where did that come from? And it's all stuff that we had out there that just is hitting and getting syndicated on bigger platforms. And it's like super cool. So I think that investing in monitoring is a really good way to kind of keep your clients in the door, because they're seeing more of what you're actually doing. Whereas we were missing a ton of stuff. Even if we were looking for it, we weren't finding it. So
paywalls and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. This has been great. So
nice. That's a great tip. Prowly.
We love Prowly.
Shout out for Prowly. Okay, awesome. Well, last question for you is, where can people find you? Anything you want to plug?
Well, I'm all over social at Generation PR with a J, like you mentioned at the top. And I also have Instagram, Generation Academy. And so there's 2 pages. One focuses on my agency, the other on the educational platform. Go check out generationacademy.com. And we have an entire roadmap, whether you're just wanting to learn PR as a service for clients, that's the Pitch Lab, all the way to launching, scaling your own profitable PR agency. That's my agency accelerator. And we've taken hundreds of women through it. And it's like the stories are incredible. It's like the most purpose I've felt in my whole life, other than maybe being a mom, and connecting with this community has been awesome. We have people all over the world, and it's just a joy to connect. So
I love that. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was such a pleasure. We're looking forward to seeing, where you take things next.
Cool. Thank you guys. Laura, nice to meet you. And April. Bye, Veronica. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so much fun. Bye.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Okay. With that, thank you for tuning in for the PR Wind Down podcast. It's been frightfully fun.
It has. If you love our tricks of the trade, please remember to like, rate, and share our podcast with your PR coven.
We'd love to hear from you at the email address in our show notes if you're feeling inspired to share a horror story of your own.
1, 2, 3.
As always,
we can't wait to wind down
with you again next time. That was spooky. Laura, April out.